Liverpool are just unstoppable. There's me hoping Tottenham can hold on to their lead, do something. I can't believe I was even hoping for Tottenham to do something because today was men versus boys. Tottenham could not deal with the physicality and the relentlessness of the Liverpool press. Dominic Szoboszlai must have 16 million pairs of legs because this guy is always running. Cody Gakpo clutched there when it counts. Salah, big involvements, not just scoring the penalty, but the assist to Gakpo, laying it off. Nunez winning a penalty. Darwin Nunez put in a shift today, and Liverpool were just unstoppable. They might be the best team in football right now because they probably are actually. Yeah, they are. They top the Champions League group. They beat Real Madrid. They beat all these difficult sides. Only Forest to beat them this season unless you count PSV against a basically fully rotated squad. 4-0. 4-0. Tottenham, man. At least go out with a fight. 2-1 on aggregate. Fair enough. You give a fight in the second half. 4-0 today. A 4-0 loss from Tottenham with 0 shots on target. I mean, Liverpool's defence was fantastic. Conor Bradley and Szoboszlai were my standouts. I thought Gakpo was good, but Conor Bradley and Szoboszlai my stands out. Gravenberch, excellent as always. The Liverpool midfield, the Tottenham's midfield was atrocious today. The Liverpool midfield was excellent. I feel sorry for the youngsters at Tottenham. They've been thrown into this, but they were just destroyed. But 5 big chances. Tottenham had, 0 shots on target. Sorry, they had 5 shots with 0 on target. They were just dominated. I was thinking Tottenham, this is a massive game for them. Surely they put up more of a fight, but Liverpool are just the best team in the world, and I hate to say that as a Man United fan. So I'm going to give you my general thoughts on the game, on Liverpool. I'm going to give you my thoughts on Tottenham, and then going to talk about players like Conor Bradley, Gakpo, and Szoboszlai in a bit more detail. So, what are my thoughts on Liverpool? Just the dominance. Tottenham's midfield could not handle the press. The amount of times that Tottenham gave the ball, I was getting so frustrated. Every time Tottenham got the ball, give it away, or overpass, or underpass. And then when Liverpool pick up that ball that Tottenham pass, Liverpool pick up the ball, they play it quick. Liverpool could just run through Tottenham's midfield today. The way in which Liverpool can transition from winning the ball back or from their back line, getting into the final third, getting into an area that's going to cause Tottenham real danger is crazy. How quickly they can progress the ball. I'm sitting here as a Man United fan crying for ball progressors because Man United don't look like scoring at the moment. Tottenham under Andrew always looked like scoring. Today they didn't. Your poor Matthias Tell, that's the worst game to put his debut on because he's not even going to get the ball passed to him. I felt sorry for him today. But Tottenham never looked like scoring. And once they went behind, you thought, okay, they'll give something now. Son, ghosted today. Tell just got no service. He did nothing wrong. Kulusevski was probably the best player. Tottenham had more going forward, but Liverpool just dominated them. Tottenham could not pass the ball. They could not keep the ball when they played it out from the back because every time they had the ball, Liverpool was on them. The energy from Gravenberch, Jones, McAllister when he came on, Szoboszlai was ridiculous. Tottenham could not handle it at all. They were just dominating midfield. I thought Bentancur, who had a really good game versus Brentford, was shocking today. And the big difference was the physicality. I think Tottenham have got some good technicians. Bentancur's good on the ball, blah, blah, blah. But physically, it was the difference. Szoboszlai, the work power. Gakpo, physically good. Tottenham looked physically cooked. Is it because of the injuries, the lack of rest, a multitude of things? But Tottenham were physically cooked. They could not handle the Liverpool press. They could not handle Liverpool's energy. And like when Man United got battered 3-0 at Liverpool right at the start of the season, that's because Casemiro could not handle the Liverpool press. The Szoboszlai, Luis Diaz played in that game, and Darwin Nunez was immense today in terms of his running and his pressing. Szoboszlai was immense today. And then when Tottenham had opportunities, well, Van Dijk you've got to beat. Konate you've got to beat. Conor Bradley was unbelievable today. It was mission impossible for Tottenham. It was men against boys. And I think the fact that Liverpool could win the ball, transition it quickly, was killing Tottenham. They just worked so hard. I thought that Liverpool wanted it more. And I don't think that Tottenham didn't want it. I don't think that Tottenham had the quality to compete with Liverpool today. It was clear. And that Ange needs big investment in the summer. But Liverpool, just from minute one, the intensity that they played at is everything that Ruben Amorim's probably demanding at United was ridiculous. And Liverpool might be the best team in the world. Conor Bradley was so impressive. Son had no impact. He even handled Tell well when Tell came over to that left-hand side. Other than Son almost scoring a worldie but hitting the bar, he did nothing all game. He was losing the ball. Richarlison struggled. He was slowing the game down. Kulusevski was the only one keeping the ball and trying to make things happen in their attack. Trent is obviously the best right back in the world. Nobody's going to replace Trent because he's such a unique player. Nobody's going to be able to play those game-breaking passes like Trent. But Bradley's stepping up. I don't think Liverpool need to go all out on a right back. They just need an option to give cover to Bradley. They need someone that will challenge Bradley. But Liverpool don't need to go out and spend big on a right back. They could get a £20 million right back if they spend wisely and someone to give competition to Bradley. Because I think Bradley can step up in Trent's place. He's not got, elements of Trent. Nobody can replace Trent. There's not a like-for-like replacement with Trent. You're never going to get another Trent. But Bradley is a very good person to step up. As I said, Szoboszlai was outstanding. I'll talk about him in more detail later. Liverpool's transition was good. Salah contributed well. People will say, Salah, penalty, assist, did nothing. People will say online because he's not as dribbly as Hazard. But Salah had a good game. Like, he actually is... Salah is much more of a creative player than he gets credit for. Salah will get the ball and he will make something happen. And then obviously Gakpo. Gakpo is a big game player. Once Liverpool scored, Tottenham's plan to frustrate them collapsed. I thought the first 20 minutes, Tottenham were okay. They defended well. I thought they were going to frustrate Liverpool, make it hard. As soon as the goal comes in, it's gone. It's over. And that Gakpo goal was a difficult one to finish. I thought that was one of Tottenham's worst midfield/attacking performances. Benton cut really sluggish, normally quite good on the ball sluggish. Sarr and Basuma were poor. They were being run all over. Kulusevski was the only player that really impressed me for Tottenham today. Tell didn't have a bad game, but it was a bad game for him to come into on his debut because Tottenham had 0 shots on target. There was nothing for Tell. And even when Tottenham did have the ball in a decent area, they'd take wasteful shots. Tottenham's passing was too slow. The turnovers led to Liverpool attack. And two of the goals Tottenham conceded today were so avoidable. You could argue 3 of them. Kinski didn't have the best game. The penalty could have been avoided if you didn't mispass it. Like 2 or 3 of those goals were absolutely avoidable. I think Danzo did all right considering he was thrown into a tough situation, but probably not the best game for Danzo to make his debut in. And going 4-0 down in your biggest game of the season is absolutely unacceptable from Tottenham Hotspur. Absolutely unacceptable. This was a really important game, particularly for Ange. They need that trophy. Look, there's the FA Cup, of course, there's the Europa League, but this was Tottenham's best chance. I did fancy Newcastle in the final if Tottenham had gone through, because Newcastle have a really good record against Tottenham, but that was their chance. But let's talk about Conor Bradley today, because look, people will talk about Gakpo, people will talk about Salah, but to be honest, it was between Conor Bradley and Szoboszlai for my man of the match. What a performance from Conor Bradley tonight. Won the most duels, 8 most complete dribbles, 3 on the pitch. Conor Bradley is so complete as a player. He's really impressed me. I did a video on him about a year ago when he stepped up in Trent's absence and how impressive he was. 8 out of 10 duels won, 2 out of 3 tackles won, 3 out of 4 dribbles completed, 5 recoveries, and 3 chances created. Conor Bradley can go forward and make an impact. He's good going forward. He can go back and he can defend well. There's actually not a weak point in Conor Bradley's game. There's not like he's really good at one thing and really bad at the other thing. No. He's solid in his duels. He can defend the wide channels well. He defends 1v1 as well. He gets up and down really well. He's always back to defend. He makes those tackles. He wins those duels. He's physically good. Son didn't have a sniff today. He made a great slide tackle on Son. But then when he gets the ball, he's driving forward with purpose. He doesn't just get the ball, bring it forward, pass it sideways. He's driving it forward with purpose. He can beat his man. He can carry the ball forward. He can pass the ball forward. He can carry the ball forward. He makes the runs. Conor Bradley has a bit of an intensity and energy. And this is why I've been praising Jed Spence for Tottenham, because I think Jed Spence has elements of that energy that Tottenham have needed in ball carrying. But Conor Bradley can carry the ball. He can bring it forward. He can create those triangles with Salah and McAllister. We saw that last season and this season. You can see it at times, but obviously Slot plays more of a 2-1 in the midfield. And they can create those combos. He can make those runs and do those quick 1-2s, but he can drive forward and he can make an impact. He's defensively good. He's good going forward. He reminds me of the right-footed version of Robertson. He's the Robertson regen, but for the right-hand side. And this is how I spoke about Conor Bradley. These were my notes from the game. Uses his body well and duels under pressure. There's a point where Tell was so desperate to get on the ball and Conor Bradley just let it go out and Tell just couldn't get there. And, using his body well, shielding the ball. And when he's got the ball and got the pressure, he shields it well. Reads the game well, very good in his 1v1 defending, very good into covering the channels. He sort of anticipates where the ball's going to go and he covers that space really well. He's got a good burst. He's got the physicality. He gets up and down that right-hand side. The fact that he can just run up and down, he'll make a big run forward and then he's back. Like his fitness, lungs must be really good. Direct, he's always got purpose with his runs. He makes those force runs, but there's a purpose with them. There's a directness there. Great slide tackle on Son. Would probably start for most Premier League teams. Trent is the best right back in the world. If Reece James was fully fit, there's a debate there to be had, but he's not, so it is Trent. Like, there's no debate about that. Trent is the best right back in the world in football. He's a one-of-a-kind right back. You're never going to take Trent's position, but if he played for any other club, he could arguably be starting. Like, that's the crazy thing, because he just works tirelessly. He's a very complete player, and he was super impressive today. Another player that's been really impressive lately, and the only thing good about that is at least it's getting me FPL points, I guess, is Cody Gakpo. His last 10 appearances at Anfield: 1 goal versus Brighton, 1 goal versus Leverkusen, blank versus Villa, a goal versus Real Madrid, a goal versus City, a goal versus Fulham, a goal versus Leicester, a goal versus United, 2 goals and assists versus Ipswich, and a goal versus Tottenham. 10 goals in his last 10 games with 2 assists. That's 12 goal contributions in his last 10 games. His numbers, I think he's on track to have like maybe a 37 or 38 goal contribution season. It's actually crazy. He's on track to have over 30 goal contribution season. To put that into context, Vinicius Jr. cried when he didn't win the Ballon d'Or in like a 36 goal contribution season, which Cody Gakpo could be on track to break. You know, he works hard off the ball, but on it, it's the drive, the power, the strength to push players off. Cody Gakpo is a P&P type winger. It's pace, it's power, it's cutting in and shooting, it's the ball striking, it's being lethal. And that finish for the first goal, like, you expect them to score it, but so many players would miss that, would put it wide. Like, Kai Havertz misses. If that ball fell to Kai Havertz, he misses. Like, let's be honest. That ball fell to Nicholas Jackson, he misses. But Cody Gakpo scores that. There's certain players like a Cody Gakpo that you know would score that. For Man United, it'd be Marcus Rashford, but you know that Xerxes would miss that. You know that Garnacho would miss that. Do you know what I mean? Cody Gakpo's that player that you know he'll score that goal. And he's had huge goal scoring impact. He took his first goal well, but there's so many games where it's been level and Cody Gakpo scored the goal to make it level or scored the goal to put Liverpool ahead. And they're the most important goals to score, because the minute you score the goal to make it level, you get a bit of momentum. You're like, oh, we're back in this now. Now we can push for the win. The minute you score the goal that's going to let you go ahead, that's then all the other team can no longer sit back and they have to change their game plan. They have to come out a bit, which will make it easier for Liverpool to then get the next goal and make it 3-1. And Cody Gakpo is a big part in those goals. And when he sees the ball, he shoots. If Sancho was in that situation that Gakpo was in, Sancho would take a touch, hold the ball, then look to play it. Gakpo has the goal-scoring instincts to shoot. This is the PSV Gakpo. And the biggest thing I'm going to get to Arne Slot, is people had doubts over Curtis Jones. People had doubts over Szoboszlai. People had doubts over Gravenberch last year. And people had doubts over Gakpo. Nobody's having doubts over those players now, because all 4 of those players have been so important under Arne Slot, been so good and shown, you know, what they are this season. And Gakpo, he's scorer at PSV. He played on the left wing. He had that goal scoring instinct, cut in, shoot, had that goal scoring instinct. Klopp misprofiled Gakpo. He misused Gakpo. Arne Slot has picked up Gakpo. He's profiling it right. He's playing in the right areas. He's playing in the right positions. He's realising the player he is. And we're seeing PSV Gakpo, but we're seeing it at Liverpool in a tougher league against tougher opposition. And then last but not least, we have to talk about Dominik Szoboszlai. He was unbelievable today. Arguably man of the match. Goal, didn't get an assist, but 5 key passes, 2 big chances created, 66 touches, 5 shots, 2 on target, 36 out of 40 accurate passes, 2 out of 3 dribbles, 7 out of 14 duels won, 3 tackles, 9.2 SOFA score rating. This guy was everywhere. Every time Tottenham had the ball, Szoboszlai's there, closing them down, forcing Tottenham into errors, forcing Tottenham into mistakes. He ran that midfield. Benson Carr, I don't know what was wrong with him today. Sarr and Basuma struggled. Szoboszlai was a running machine. He was there. You know, 7 out of 14 duels when he was there. He was winning the duels, 3 tackles. But when he had the ball, he was creating. Like, on the ball, he's really improved. He hit the post today. You know, the minute Szoboszlai shoots from a good area, you think he's going to score. You know he's got that ball striking on him. He can create. He's playing those passes. His ability on the ball has shown this season. Everyone knows he's a workhorse. He's so key off the ball. The press, the energy brings to Liverpool. But on the ball, you're seeing the passes, you're seeing the layouts, you're seeing the movement. He'll run and drag a defender with him, and he'll open up space for Salah or Gakpo. Or he will get the ball and he'll get between the lines and look to be a passing option. He's a really good player in terms of his movement, what he does off the ball, but he's tidy on the ball. He's better than he gets credit for on the ball. And I thought he was unbelievable today. And I think he deserved that goal for the performance he put in. Anyway, Liverpool fans and Tottenham fans, let me know your thoughts down below on that game. But look, Liverpool are unstoppable at the moment. They might unfortunately be the best team in the Premier League, but you've got to give Slot credit, because Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Gakpo, the players we're seeing from them this season, I didn't even talk about Gravenberch, but it was just a box standard Gravenberch 8 out of 10 performance, wasn't it? The Liverpool midfield was unstoppable. Tottenham disappointed me today. I'm not going to lie, I was hoping Tottenham would give more of a fight. I think Bergwall should have probably come on earlier. The midfield from Tottenham was a mess. I feel sorry for Tell. One of those games. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.